washerman's donkey and horse. Once upon a time, in a village far, far away, a washerman lived by the river. He owned a donkey and a horse. The washerman washed clothes so clean that no matter how bad a stain is, the villagers believed that he could vanish away every stain and dirt from their clothes. The washerman went door to every house in the village to collect the dirty clothes, and his donkey used to carry them back to his home. The donkey also carried a load of clothes when the washerman went to return the clothes to the villagers' houses. The donkey used to get very tired after carrying such heavy loads to and fro. The horse that belonged to the washerman was very pretty. It was very proud of its beautiful mane and never had to carry any load. The washerman used to visit the market and the other faraway places riding on the back of his horse. One sunny morning, the washerman was to go to the village to return the washed clothes to the villagers. He put all the bundles of clothes on the back of his donkey, while he did not put any load on the back of his horse. The heavy load of clothes seemed to be unbearable for the donkey, but it did not say a word. It kept walking with the load. The washerman, his donkey, and horse were halfway through when the donkey decided to ask the horse for help. The donkey said,
Oh, dear friend, can you carry some of the load on your back? The pain is unbearable for me.
The horse replied,
Ha! No, brother. Horses do not carry loads like donkeys. I carry our master to the market. Why should I carry your load?
The donkey was disappointed. However, he did not stop walking. After a few minutes, the donkey collapsed on the ground. The clean clothes fell down on the clay and became dirty. The washerman thought to himself that he should have split a load of clothes equally on the donkey and the horse. After realizing his mistake, the washerman took all the bundles of clothes and put them on the horse's back. The donkey was then relaxed and could walk without any load on its back. The horse thought to himself,
I wouldn't have to carry all the clothes if I would have agreed to share some of it when the donkey had asked.
The horse had to carry all the clothes to the market. The horse then decided to always help people in need. So the donkey and the horse shared every burden and became best friends for the rest of their days. This short story of a donkey and a horse has an important moral embedded in it that we should always be friendly to others and help them in need. The Golden Goose. Once upon a time, there used to be a farmer and his wife who lived in a town. The farmer and his family were very poor. The farmer used to grow vegetables. He would then go to the town to sell those vegetables and earn a living. One day, the farmer decided to save some money, and with the money that he saved, he bought a goose. The farmer and his wife hoped that the goose will lay eggs that they can use for breakfast and can also sell in the town. Next morning, when he went to check for eggs, he lifted the goose, and to his surprise, the goose had laid a golden egg. The farmer informed his wife. They were surprised by the golden egg. They woke up the next day to find another golden egg laid by the goose. The farmer decided to sell the golden eggs laid by the goose. Happy with the golden eggs, the farmer slowly became wealthy. One day, the farmer's wife said,
The golden goose lays only one egg a day. What if we collect all the eggs at once? This makes us rich very quickly.
The farmer agreed to this. They both decided to cut the goose to collect all the eggs at once. They cut the goose, but to their surprise, there were no golden eggs inside the goose. The farmer and his wife cried as they realized that they killed the golden goose and now there would not be any golden eggs. They became poor again and regretted their actions. The story teaches us that greed can lead to a great loss. The Golden Swan Story. There was once a golden swan who lived in a pond. Beside the pond, there lived a family of 2 daughters and a mother. They were so poor that they could not afford to eat 2 proper meals sometimes. The swan noticed their situation and took pity on the poor family. It thought and finally came up with a solution. The swan decided to shed its golden feathers one by one and give them to the poor family. They could sell the feathers and earn enough to live a comfortable life. The swan thought a lot and finally decided to go forward with the plan. The mother was surprised at the swan's arrival at their house. She asked the swan why it had come to their place, knowing well that they could not provide anything to the swan. The swan replied that it was not there to take anything. It had a proposal instead. The swan shed one of its feathers and gave it to the family. It started doing the same every day. The family was earning enough from selling the gold to lead a happy and comfortable life. However, the mother soon became greedy and decided to pluck all the feathers off the swan the next time it came to their place. She told her daughters that she was not being able to trust the swan fully and was of the doubt that the swan may not arrive after a few days, which would leave the family poor again. The daughters were not happy to hear this and felt sympathy for the swan. The next day, when the swan arrived, the mother grabbed it and plucked all its feathers. But to her surprise, the feathers were no more golden. They were normal feathers. The swan explained that it was willingly shedding the golden feathers, and since the mother had forcibly plucked its feathers, they were nothing but regular feathers to her. The mother was shocked after hearing this, and she begged and apologized to the swan. But the swan said she wouldn't repeat the same mistake. The swan had helped them out of sympathy, and they had tried to kill her. As it flew away, the swan asked the family not to be greedy. Moral: greed is curse. The Elephant and the Tailor Story. Once upon a time, there lived an elephant in a village. The elephant used to go to the river daily for drinking water and bathing in the river. There was a tailor's shop on the way to the river. The elephant went to the tailor's shop daily. The tailor used to give the elephant something to eat. Soon the elephant became a friend of the tailor. One day the tailor got into a quarrel with one of his customers. He was in an angry mood because of that. That day the elephant came to his tailor shop as usual. But the tailor behaved very rudely this time. The tailor pricked the trunk of the elephant with his needle instead of giving anything to eat. The elephant suffered pain because of this behavior of the tailor. He decided to teach a lesson to a tailor. Next day, he went to the river again and filled his truck with muddy water. He stopped at the tailor shop and threw the muddy water of his trunk all over the tailor and his shop. All the garments in the shop spoiled because of muddy water. It was a great loss for the tailor. He felt sad about what he did with his friend, but it was too late. He had nothing except regrets. The moral of the story is that we should treat the other person in the same way the other person is treating us.